What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon channel. Today we have another banger Pokemon TCG Pocket video for you. We are back with some more deck testing, and today I am showing off one of the most powerful decks in the format right now, Mega Charizard Y. For whatever reason, the people at TCG Pocket, when they were making the cover card for Crimson Blaze, they decided, let's make Mega Charizard an absolute demon. And they definitely succeeded in doing that. His Crimson Dive for only 4 energy does 250 damage. He does hurt himself for 50, but at 220 HP, that won't matter when you one-shot every single Pokemon in the game. There is currently not a single Pokemon that by itself can live Charizard's Crimson Dive attack, which makes him an insane threat, especially to the other Mega Pokemon because they give up 3 points when they're knocked out. This would already be insane by itself, but then you combine it with the new Charmeleon that also came out in Crimson Blaze. They gave him a cracked ability, Ignition, which just lets you cheat fire energy onto your active Pokemon when you play him from your hand. Not only do you have the strongest attacker in the game, but you have the ability to keep up pace with other turbo decks because of your Ignition ability. By starting out with Entei in the active spot, you immediately start drawing through your deck, getting you closer and closer to that Mega Charizard. And if you're thinking you don't want to be giving energy to Entei because you want to make sure you have your Crimson Dive online as soon as possible, well, you also don't have to worry about that, because in the last set Mega Rising, they printed the Fire Deck All-Star Flame Patch, which just lets you attach discarded energy to your active fire Pokemon. But in-game, this deck is super consistent, and it's no wonder why it's one of the top decks in the format currently. Let's go over the card by card. We're running 2 Mega Charizard Y, we're running 1 normal Charizard from the new Crimson Blaze set as our mandatory Oricorio out. We're on 2 Charmeleon. God, it just feels so good to play a second stage Pokemon deck without needing to run Rare Candy. And of course, we're running 2 Charmander. It doesn't really matter what Charmander you run. Rounding off the Pokemon, if we have 2 Entei, I've talked already a little bit about him, but drawing through your deck at the rate you can is absolutely crazy. You get so much advantage out of this card. We have standard supporters like you would expect, like Sabrina, Professor Research, Lily. I'm also running Repel because unlike a lot of other decks, I think this one particularly has enough space and flexibility in order to find tech options. And I really like the possibility of catching my opponent off guard with some offensive card like Repel, hitting them for 250 and winning the game on the spot. So with that said, let's just get right into the games.
And we're right off into game 1. Looks like we are going second and we have Entei. This is like perfect start. We are going to need to find a Charmander some way, but hopefully one of our item cards or Professor Oak will get us there. Speaking of item cards though, our opponent is on the Mega Altaria deck, which is good because Mega Pokemon struggle against Charizard, but God, that Chingling card is such a menace. I can't believe they printed that. Thank God we drew that Charmander, bro, because look at our hand. We have a lot of item cards, and none of them get us to where we need. If we didn't draw that Charmander, we might be in big trouble here. But it looks like we are in an okay situation. They do immediately have all the pieces, which they drew a lot of cards, I'm not surprised. And they're going to lock us out of items again for a turn, but I think I might be chilling here. We do draw Sabrina for turn. We're not in a terrible position here. I could probably force that Chingling out, make him commit to something, if not just to waste more energy out of him. He will commit immediately to the Mega Altaria, which is surprising. I did not expect that. We'll be able to get a bunch of energy off using that great Ignition ability right there and hitting him for another 60 while still setting up a Charizard later in the game. Red card is really nice. If we're going to be able to fire that, probably still get great value out of it because they have 5 cards in hands. They'll heal up, obviously. But, you know, any chip towards the free win in Mega Altaria is great. Of course, also, we love to see the fact that they use Professor Oak because the red card's just going to be that more valuable. They will get a kill, but I honestly am not really too scared about that. We do need to find Charizard. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully, Pokemon Communication will get us there. But as long as we find Charizard, we're in a pretty good situation here. And we did. Okay, yeah, I think we're set. We'll Pokeball, get the last one out of the deck. We need to find the fire patches because we won't be able to attack this turn. But honestly, he's not going to be able to do that much to us. I don't really want to take 130, but the Lily in my hand makes that fine. We will always be able to attack next turn even if we don't get a fire patch because we have the Charmeleon in hand. And Ignite is just showing itself to be such a crazy ability. It doesn't even matter what we ended up drawing there. We're going to go ahead, slap down the Charmeleon, get the F3 energy, and just win the game on the spot, man. 3 points, and 250 is just an insane amount of damage. Good game, shake my hand, get off my court. God, yeah, this card's just insane. Right off into game 2, man. Not only do we get to go second, but we also opened our ideal hand, man. Getting Entei early to draw through our deck, and we even opened the Charmander, which is great. The Pokeball in our hand is going to guess the other Charmander. Our opponent seems to be on an electric deck. Yep, an electric Oricorio deck. But it's going to show up every single format. I'm not going to like it, but it is what it is. We end up drawing. Red card's going to be really nice into the fact that they just used the Oak, man. Oh, God. Say goodbye, man.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see.
We're looking really strong here. We get a free draw. Plus the Charmeleon in our hand means we are always getting that free extra energy next turn. Another Oricorio is a little annoying here. They end up switching it to their active. Okay, Clemont is interesting. I actually didn't think that card would do anything in this meta, but the fact that it searches Magneton actually is proving more useful than I thought. That's a very cool iteration, and I'm glad that's seeing some play. We end up drawing our Mega Charizard, although they have Oricorio in the front row, so I'm not going to be able to use it, so I'm going to shuffle it back in. That is honestly an insane draw. We're just like that. I don't know what else to tell you besides we're just like that. We're going to hold the Charmeleon because I want to be able to maximize how I'm going to use my energy. Hand it back to us, we draw. Pokeball is fine. The fact that we have the non-EX Charizard in our hand is so great. I'm going to head Sabrina them back because at least this will waste one energy. They'll have to commit once more before hitting me with that Oricorio. And which is good, because I'm going to try to buy my time as much as possible. I'm not going to be able to get attacks, but I want to draw through my deck with Entei as much as I can. And then I want to hit them with Charizard without them really expecting it. We get ahead Oak, draw 2, another Charmeleon, which is great. We have the ability to cheat out more energy, which is awesome. Boom, Charizard. Slap that Ignite down. We're going to get use out of it immediately. We could even save the Flame Patch in our hand. We don't even need to use it. Boom, one Oricorio out the way. That is exactly what we love to see. 150 damage. This Charizard is still a powerhouse. I don't think anything a Magneton can kill me with. Guys, tell me, do you think this Magnezone is better than the other Magnezone? I get it has the coin flip thing, but like 110 would have been better for him there, right? Lily is honestly the craziest draw we could have ever gotten. It puts us immediately back into the game. I'm gonna go ahead, burn him. I forgot that I had to flip a coin, but you know, it ended up didn't mattering. We're just like that. He was never stopping us. And now his Oricorio is sitting there on an island against my beast of a Charizard. This game is seconds from over. He is wasting our time, but I'm never opposed to wrapping it up. I will go ahead and attack before he can concede, and yes, let's go, man. I hate these Oricorio decks so much that the fact that our designated out was able to clear it so well is awesome, man. GG, shake my hand.
And we are back with the deck. Honestly, I didn't even feel the need to show a third game just because of how well this deck performed. Like I said earlier, the combination between the deck's consistency, its ability to cheat out energy, and raw damage output make it one of the crazier decks I think we've ever seen in Pokemon TCG Pocket. And until we get a new meta, I'd say this is at least a top 5 deck that you could be playing right now. The only things I think I would change is you might be able to experiment with a different Oricorio out besides normal Charizard if you'd like to. Like I said with the item cards, I think there's some flex spots, so I would experiment with what tech cards come up the most for you on ladder and just see which cards give you the most value in that spot. Whether you were playing this deck or playing against it, when the ranked season comes out, expect to see a lot of Mega Charizard Y. Thank you for watching. This has been Pokemoki. Subscribe for more Pokemon TCG Pocket, and we're out.